We got ourselves the retard of the
Fuck,
day.
you got another donation. Add it to the total.
That's right, boys. Retard, or in this case, retards of the day. So, obviously, you guys know the whole debate that happened with Smash JT and how he got felted by Colin, right? Essentially. Now, obviously, people, I'll tell you like this. Here's my comments that I'll make on that absolutely retarded conversation that we all knew was going to be retarded, but they did it anyway. What I will say is that it is very clear that the sides were chosen before the conversation even happened, right? So that goes for both Smash and that goes for Colin as well. Colin had the entire industry behind him, even though he claims that everybody hates him. And then Smash JT had the entire YouTube side behind him, right? Well, not the entire YouTube side. There are obviously people on YouTube that want to see him fall, and I get that. I totally understand that. And those people were on Colin's side. But Smash GT is not a debater. Just like I said, on yesterday's stream, he's not a debater. So it was going to be a complete fucking like shit show. And that's exactly what it is. But God bless his Italian heart for trying his best and forgetting the rest. We all know Smash is at least 82 years old, right? We all know that. I mean, it was basically like this. I've done this to him before.
Mamma mia.
So with all that being said, of course, what ends up happening is you have all the disingenuous people out there on the internet. The people who want to take somebody else doing the work for them, because we all know these motherfuckers can't talk. They can't argue. If you want a reminder about how good Mr. Jaffe is at debating, let me remind you exactly what it was like.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
Did I focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so then let's.
By the way, I got 99 cents. I got 2 hours of a chat advertisement for 99 cents. I will never let that go. I feel like that was unbelievably epic, right? So in any case, so we have seen the extent. We have seen the extent of Jaffe's debating skills, but of course, since somebody else did it for him, he has to dance on the grave of Smash JT because, well, I mean, a lot of people were going to do that. We already knew people were going to do that. I literally told Smash before the conversation even happened that you better get ready for a bunch of clips that are going to be made, that are going to be out of context or in context, and they're all going to make you look bad. And every industry shill is going to do it, and they're going to use it as a means to say the chuds were owned, right? Because that's just what they do. Again, this was never about a open discourse. This was about let's just make as many clips as possible and then just run with it. So Jaffe did exactly that. But there's one thing about Jaffe that I want to particularly focus on, and that's this clip right here that is going on the internet. Hold on. Smash did a good job debating Colin. I don't know why you always got to throw shade at him. Smash is my friend. If I don't throw shade at him and be honest with him and tell him his strengths and weaknesses, well, then I'm not a good friend. If you want to sit up there and lie to him and tell him he did an amazing job at the debate, you're more than welcome to. But that's not going to be me. And if you think it's shade, well, you don't know what a real friendship is like then. You must really lie to your friends, I guess. In any case, let's continue. Let's continue and showcase the level of extent that all of this is, right? And this is all about the money. And this is something that I talk about many, many times, okay? This is all about the money to these people. Whenever the shills are out here that are saying, oh, these guys are grifters or this or that, whatever, I want to remind you that in their mind, they only believe that because they themselves want the money. They themselves, they either want the money or they want the attention, right? Let's not forget the fact that Jaffe, his net worth is in somewhere in the millions of dollars, nothing too high, but it's still up there. He never tells you that because he doesn't want you to know that. He wants to be seen as the regular old man that is on YouTube, the former, God of War creator, all that stuff. Anyway, watch this clip. Watch this clip because when I saw this clip, I just sighed. I really sighed at the end of the day. I sighed so unbelievably hard. I didn't even know what to really do at this point. Check this out.
When you have access to the world, you're gonna find your people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess he has because he's pretty successful in that world, right? I mean,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
not,
yeah.
he's not
Dude,
nobody.
dude, the donations were streaming in. He was getting like $100 donations. Like,
Hold on. Where is it?
Fuck, he got another donation. Add it to the total. Sigh.
$10 donations. Like, it was crazy, you know?
So if
Why do you think I made that donation clip? Why do you guys think I made that donation clip? Is because while we're out here talking about video games, the industry, and things that are either affecting the industry in a negative or positive way, you got these people out here watching content they say they don't watch and then talk about the money people make. Do I go into your streams? Well, first off, I don't. I mean, that's the answer. But even if I did, why would I give a fuck what's in your funding tab? Why would I care what's in your funding tab, bro? Like, that makes no, I don't understand this obsession, and it makes it so obvious that it comes from a place of envy. I don't understand, bro. I literally don't understand. But this is why I have these clips, because I know they're here. I know these people are here. They're here every day, counting. They're unofficial moderators. That is what they are. That's their jobs, right? But anyway, let's continue.
if you're watching and
Like, how does this, don't get me wrong, I know he's Asian, but how does he know the numbers that Smash gets? How does he know he gets $10, $20, $100, memberships, whatever? How do you know that? You only know that if you're in there watching the content. It's the weirdest thing, bro.
you're a fan of this guy and you've come in again, welcome. I don't know you personally. I certainly don't know. I don't ever want to know this guy after what he promoted about the trans community, but
Bro, oh my God. He does the whole, I don't know this guy. I don't ever want to know this guy. You're a fucking liar, bro. You're a flat out fucking liar. And everybody knows that. Because if you say you don't want to know this guy, but at the moment's opportunity, when someone else did the work for you, you want to be the first guy to speak about him. You want to be the first one. You want to be out here like, oh, you even said yourself, I can't wait to talk about this. You said that on Twitter. You literally said that on Twitter. So, like, can you just be honest about it, that you love talking about this shit? Can you be honest that you're happy that somebody else did the job for you? Because, again, we all saw how you debate. You can't even think 5 seconds past your face. So what the fuck are you talking about, bro? See, the problem is these people are so used to other people who they talk to who don't have the gift of the gab, who don't have the ability to fucking speak back and speak eloquently and speak different things that are to their points, to their own points, to the person they're debating's points. They don't have the ability to do that. So they let somebody else do it, which, again, I'm not surprised.
But if you're just understand something about certain people, and I will say, based on what I saw last night, my opinion is Smash JT falls into this category. Obviously, it's subjective, but my opinion is that if you watched that last night, you can hate Colin, you can hate women in Ghost of Yote.
Oh my God.
You can still support every single political take this guy has. You can hate the trans community.
Oh
but please know that at least my opinion, and most people who walked away from watching this opinion, is this guy is either incredibly stupid or he's very smart and you're being played. And he's basically playing a character and telling you what he knows you want to hear in order to get your money. And that's my opinion. It's subjective.
He tells you what you want to hear to get your money. Oh, but you telling your fans what they want to hear, well, that's not getting their money. That's just you being honest, right? Right, Jaffe? You're just being honest. You know what's the hilarious thing about all this and about David Jaffe is that this man had the audacity, the caucasity, whatever you want to say. David Jaffe had the audacity with all of his chest to say that what happened to Smash JT was an embarrassment. And again, don't get me wrong, I don't think Smash did a good job at all, but I would honestly laugh if somebody were to say that it was an embarrassment when you literally did this on a stream, my guy.
Asmongold's house. Not even recently, back in the day, like before he became big. Dude, Twiggy's seen it. Dude,
he used to use a dead rat as an alarm clock. When the sun would come up in the morning, it would heat up the dead rat. And
to the while, he'll get to your super chat.
Hey guys, one sec. I got to see if my dog's why he's barking. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. I'll hold my question off for it. I'll answer this. Is this the guy? Well, I'll hold that off too. God damn it. Both things are for David, and David is gone. I was going to say, I'll ask you then this, Twiggy. Don't you think that makes it unhealthy?
Yeah. What was that? That was him vomiting on stream because he's fucking weird. Anyway, so again, ladies and gentlemen, this is why when I tell you, and this is why I don't deal with these people, okay? I do not deal with these people because I realize most of them are, I would say 95% of them are extremely intellectually dishonest, okay? I'm not the smartest person in the room. I don't know everything, and I've always said that, and I will stand by that, and I get that. But these people want to pretend like they're the smartest people in the room. They want to pretend like they are the ones who you should listen to. But the simple truth is that they're not. They're not. And they want to pretend like everybody else is embarrassing, but they're the ones that are the most embarrassing because they're out here shilling for corporations that literally fuck them, which is hilarious, by the way. This guy's been writing on his fucking coattails of his creations in the past that hasn't been relevant for fucking over a decade. And they made it re-relevant, and it wasn't even him that did it. It was somebody else that did it. It's like, what the fuck? What are we doing, bro? So again, guys, you can have your thoughts on it, and that's perfectly fine, right? Like I told Smash JT, I don't think he did a good job. I'm very honest with him. I'm honest with all my friends. If I think they didn't do a good job, I'm going to tell them they didn't do a good job. Smash JT can advocate for that and tell you that I told him that I don't think he did a good job. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I also didn't see all of this coming, that I didn't see the disingenuous clips coming, that I didn't see all this was to farm clips. That's literally all it was. This entire supposed debate was to farm like 3 or 4 clips that are going to be spread on Twitter by all the typical accounts, and they're all going to try to claim victory for a week. And then after a week, that's what's going to happen. Everybody's going to forget about it, and the studios are still going to be closing down. The developers are still going to be losing their job. Those journalists right now that are feeling good that either flicked their bean or jerked off last night at Colin debating Smash JT, guess what? You're still going to be unemployed at the end of the day. It really doesn't matter. We're going to welcome you home, and that's just what it is.